23rd, 2023. And we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance, if everybody doesn't mind. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, perfect. So sit down for a second. Okay. So we are going to, normally when we do swearing-ins, we get started right away. However, we have a little deviation this meeting. So, because we're excited to have 2 swearing-ins tonight, one for our Buckingham Township police officer, Tim, and then we also have, Greg, I believe, we also have a firefighter police officer that we're going to swear in. So it's very exciting. But Fire police. But before we do that, for the fire police, we actually have to vote on it as a board. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a vote right now. And so we can do both swearing-ins, we can make it a smooth swearing in for both people, and then after we do the swearing in, then we'll do public comment and so forth. So, okay. Okay. This real quick. Okay. So, yep. I'm just gonna pull this up. Just give me 1 second.
You can.
Yeah.
I can see it. I can do it.
Yep. Nope. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Regular business meeting. Okay. I am going to make a motion. We swear in Special Fire Police Officer Gregory Paul Wasco. Oh, okay. Correct. I make a motion we appoint Gregory as a Special Fire Police Officer. Do I have a second?
You have a second.
Excellent. Any comment or discussion?
Yes, it's for Midway Fire Company.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Yep.
He's from which fire company?
Midway.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Congratulations. And I'm gonna do one other thing, just because we have emergency services here, and I think it would be apropos if we do this vote. So I would like to move number 6 forward to right now. And so number 6 is this. Long time coming.
Long time.
I make a motion, and by the way, with a lot of hard work, John, I know you were involved many years ago in getting this done, so I'm glad to see we have an agreement with the school board to, I'm going to make a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between Buckingham Township and the Central Bucks School District regarding the placement of a Buckingham Township police officer at Central Bucks School District schools within the geographical boundaries of Buckingham Township, with the primary placement at Central Bucks High School East, located at 2804 Hollicong Road, Doylestown, under a program commonly known as the School Resource Officer Program. Do I have a second?
Second.
Excellent. Do we have any discussion from the board or anybody in the audience? And can you help me to see if anybody has their hand up right now? No one?
Oh,
Yeah.
we do have one.
We have one.
Yes. Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Mr. Glenn.
First time here doing this or speaking anyway. My name is Glenn Stoffel, 5273 Lovering Drive. And just want to say, a couple thank yous. One, thank you to the supervisors, off topic here, but thank you for the 6,000 plus acres you guys preserve, keeping our taxes low, AAA bond rating, and one of the safest places in Pennsylvania to raise our kids, which I grew up here and I raised my kids. So thank you very much for that. Secondly, I really want to say I appreciate and want to extend my sincerest appreciation for what you're doing tonight in securing our kids' futures and making sure they have a safe and secure place, and partnering with the school district to implement this SRO program. Your dedication to creating a positive learning environment where prioritizing the well-being of our students is truly commendable. The presence of these officers not only enhances safety, but also fosters a positive atmosphere for education. Thanks for your ongoing support and your commitment and your investment in our future. I was on the school board a number of years ago, 2018. I tried to get this done. A number of us tried to get this done, and it didn't work. We had a lot of pushback from the other side. and it's coming to fruition. So we really appreciate your efforts and certainly those who voted for it on the school board. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And let me comment to your comment. The school district stepped up
Yep.
and partnered with us, and that's much appreciated.
Recently, yes.
Okay.
Yep. Appreciate it. Anybody else? Okay.
You got one other.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's why I need these guys to help me. Come on up. We won't go in.
Township, 5063 Rosewood Drive. I also noticed the resource officer on the agenda. I'm a retired police officer. I think it's an excellent thing that you guys are doing. I'm so glad that you did it. You know, the school security issue, we talk about a lot of technology now, cameras and locks and card readers, but nothing beats having an officer actually in the school. It's a deterrent. It's a great thing to have, and I'm so glad that members of the supervisor, I know you haven't voted on it yet, but I have an inkling that you probably are. So I'm really, really happy that you're doing this, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
And Tom, we did vote on it.
You did.
He moved it to the board.
I'm moving it now, right now. No, we didn't vote on it. We didn't vote on it.
Oh, you had to move
Okay.
it first.
Yeah, I had to move it first.
We're too
Trying to get our
excited about
guys
it.
sworn
Okay.
in. Yeah.
Okay, we'll take the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed.
We had public
Good job.
comment. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now.
now
Now
we
what
can do
we're
the
here
swearing
for.
in.
Now we're gonna swear in.
Now the important thing.
We're just gonna move here. So this Midway, why don't we do?
We're gonna give
Let's,
way to the chief,
Okay.
yeah.
and then yeah, we'll do the chief.
Let's do the police first.
Yeah. So chief, it's your.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. We need to get all your sidekicks done.
So, thanks for everybody being here for Tim tonight and for the police department. It's great to see the fire guys out here. And I'm excited you're bringing on another fire police.
No.
I'm excited to see you bring on another 5 policemen, and God knows we need the help, so it's great to see you guys here. Thanks to the family and friends of Tim for being here. So I asked all the officers getting sworn in if they'll write me a bio of themselves, and Tim did it without me squeezing his arm too much, but I'm going to read that to you first before we move on with the swearing in. Tim is the youngest of 3 boys. He was raised in Philadelphia, where he attended Father Judge High School. After graduating, went on, this cracks me up, went on to play football for King's College. He didn't go to college, he went to play football. And then, by the way, while he was there, he got a bachelor's degree in communication. It was after college that Tim joined the Philadelphia Police Department. In 2012, Tim married Mary Kate, and I'll allow him to introduce his family after we're done his swearing in. They spent a few years traveling across the world until finally deciding to grow their family. Now residing in Jamison, their family is complete with 3 boys, as you heard. Chase, Maxon, and Everett. After 14 years of the Philadelphia Police Department, Tim made a decision to leave and apply to Buckingham and to keep his new community safe. He wants to be part of a different style of policing and be closer to his family. So good job on that, Tim. Just a little bit about Tim. Everybody sees on the news and what's happening with policing these days, and it's a tough job to fill anymore. It used to be just tough in the inner cities, and now it's spilling out over in the suburbs and everything else. So our officers here do a fair amount of recruiting, and myself. And Tim worked with Jess Hanna, who's now a corporal with our police department. And Jess said, really good things about Tim. So it's kind of interesting, the few people that we have here, with Jermaine Davis just leaving the room, Rodolphe, they came from within. We're recruiting our next generation of police officers, what I think is pretty cool. A little bit about Tim's background. I hold in my hand his citations and commendations right here. I brought them all up to go over them, be just too long, but it's a pretty impressive list of things that Tim has accomplished and done. To say bravery is something that he has is an understatement. every one of these almost has a gun involved, some AR-15. So hopefully we don't get you involved in too much of that here, but you certainly need to do this job, and he's going to do a great job with that. So before we ask the judge to come up here, do you have somebody who wants that can hold the Bible for you?
My wife, Mary Kate.
Okay, repeat after me. I, Timothy Wacker,
I, Timothy Wacker,
of Jamison, Pennsylvania,
of Jamison, Pennsylvania,
being a duly appointed police officer of Buckingham Township
being a duly appointed police officer of Buckingham Township
in Bucks County, Pennsylvania,
in Bucks County, Pennsylvania,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
the Constitution and the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
and that you will,
and that I will,
during your term of office,
during my term of office,
perform the duties
perform the duties
with fidelity,
while
supporting and defending
the
the Township of Buckingham,
Township of Buckingham,
Charter and ordinances,
Charter and ordinances,
that you have not knowingly
that I have not knowingly
violated any laws of the Commonwealth
violated any laws of the Commonwealth
or procured them
or procured them
be done by others on your behalf,
or be done by others
on your behalf.
on my behalf,
That you will not knowingly receive, directly or indirectly,
that I will not knowingly receive directly or indirectly
any money or other valuable things
any money or other valuable things
for your performance or non-performance
for your performance or non-performance
of any act or duty
or any act of duty
pertaining to your office,
pertaining to my office,
other than those that give you compensation allowed by law.
other than those that give me compensation allowed by law,
That you will uphold, obey, and enforce
that I will uphold, obey, and enforce
the law without consideration
the law without consideration
to a person's race, color, sex,
to a person's race, color, sex,
religious creed, sexual orientation,
religious creed, sexual orientation,
age, national origin,
age, national origin,
ancestry, handicap, or disability.
ancestry, handicap, or disability.
Congratulations, Officer Wacker, you're back.
Good enough. Good job. So before I turn it over to Tim to introduce some people that came here for him tonight, I met his mom and dad. They were coming into the building with balloons. So they're pretty excited that Tim was leaving the city of Philadelphia and coming to join us. You want to go ahead?
Yes. This is my wife, Mary Kate. My oldest, Jake. My youngest, Everett. My mom and my dad, George and Suzanne. My father-in-law, Raymond Cott. My mother-in-law, Patricia Cott. George, my brother, my oldest brother. His son, Frankie. His wife, Jen. My Uncle John. My Aunt Terry. My Aunt Bernie. Jay, my old partner from Philadelphia. And Vinny, also from Philadelphia.
Well, thanks for coming, everybody. Will we get some photos of your family?
Yes.
Well, you want me to hold the photos and get the fire police taken care of?
I thought maybe you should.
All right. We'll move through. Family will come on up and get a photo with this young man. Casey, you want to get a picture? You can bring your phone.
I don't think you heard a
Come on,
word.
bud. Bring the phone. No.
Come and visit us. We're lucky to have
Hey, Jace.
Jace, come here, buddy. Okay, for 1 second for a picture. You want to stand next to me? So you're together? Not anymore.
Look at the camera.
All right. Jace, come here, bud. Okay. Alright, everybody look at me. No. Alright, let me just close. No phone.
There you go. You got
And
this
a
girl.
and smile. There you go.
Big smile.
Big one. Everybody. Smile.
Good job.
Good job. Got it. All right, here
Get a picture and then bring your eyes out. You'll get a picture. Yep. Dana's gonna take it.
Oh. Will you give me his phone? Jace, come on, another picture.
Oh.
No.
Paw Patrol.
Jace, want a picture of Pop back?
Hurry, hurry.
Jace, come. Show teeth.
There we go.
You look just like your dad.
Wow.
You did great. Oh, me?
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
How about this thing? You got it.
You want me to picture?
No, I know. That's okay.
How many kids you have?
And one's in Richmond.
Yeah, and the guys are coming up now.
Yes.
One more. I mean, we gotta get
You
that.
know what I'm saying? Oh, you're saying something.
There you go.
Buckingham and Philly, PD, come on up.
And listen, I was just gonna say, after they swear them in, then they will.
Yeah, chill. I think you guys Yes, I got this one. All right.
Careful. Don't fall.
We went, didn't we go to marry you in the park? We went to the Buckingham Meeting and had to marry him. Here, wait, I'll take off my please don't touch sign.
Rush the cars.
He's been blessed nicer now. Much better. Oh,
Wearing that. Yes, on you.
I know it is. I don't vouch for anyone. Be safe, huh?
Afterwards.
Okay. His way, next.
That's it. That's perfect. That's perfect.
All right.
Okay, hold on.
Thank you for your help.
That's something.
Come on up. Hey, come on up.
Okay, we're gonna do our next swearing in.
You're gonna hold the Bible?
I need it, trust me.
I have no clue.
I was gonna bring her tonight, but I didn't. No, I was trying to keep it wrong.
She just replaced fire police and their name. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And they put fire police. Official fire police.
All right, I'll see you, Jeff. Yeah, it's good talking.
Okay. Marty, come on over here.
Okay, so, ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, my name is Dave Gale. I'm the captain of the Midway Fire Police. We have gotten a hold of a young man to join our ranks by the name of Greg Wasco, who lives on Durham Road here in Buckingham Township. And he has agreed to help serve the Midway Fire Company, which includes Buckingham and parts of Salisbury Township. We're very excited to have Greg with us. He's brand new to the service, and we are going to train him well. With us, I have my lieutenant, Jeff Griffin, Frank Lee, who's been with the company, who's a life member of our company, and Marty Smith, who's also one of the other fire police officers. And along with Greg, we also have his wife, Ann. So it's up to you guys now.
And if you never thought about it, they get up in the middle of the night and whenever the fire bell rings and go and do the thankless job of trying to keep people away from the firefighters so they can do their job, so.
Yes, they consider us human road cones now.
And it's unpaid, correct?
Right, we are 100% volunteer.
So these are volunteers, which we really respect. All right.
Nice to hear that, thank you.
Put your hand on the Bible. Well, you don't think about it till, well,
So-
someone in my family joined and I've gotten a new appreciation for what you're about to go through.
It's been mind-boggling to me, just seeing the effort the volunteers in the fire department and fire police put in. I was overwhelmed. I'm very surprised that, to find out how much effort people put into it on their own time.
It couldn't happen without you. So, Mr. Gregory Paul Wasco from Buckingham Township, Pennsylvania. Repeat after me. After being duly appointed
After being duly appointed
as a special fire police officer
as a special fire police officer
in Buckingham Township, Bucks County,
in Buckingham Township, Bucks County,
you do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear and affirm
that you will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that you will, during your term of office,
and that I will, during my term of office,
perform the duties of your office
perform the duties of my office
with fidelity,
with fidelity,
and that you have not been paid or promised any pay for this action.
that I have not been paid nor promised any pay for this action,
Okay. And that you accept as necessary and legitimate expenses expressly authorized by law.
and
Except
that I
except for
accept,
the necessary and
except for the necessary and legitimate expenses as,
expressly authorized by law. You're gonna pay for your uniform.
yes,
I think so.
that's fine.
Yes.
I'm happy to contribute,
Or that you have procured anything to be done by others
or that I have procured anything to be done by others
on your behalf.
on my behalf,
And that you will not knowingly receive directly or indirectly
and that I will not knowingly receive directly or indirectly
any money or valuable things
any money or valuable things
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty pertaining to your office.
of any act or duty pertaining to my office.
Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Greg, I hereby give you your badge. You are now officially a fire police officer with the Midway Fire Company. Very good. All right.
Thank you.
Let's get some pictures here. Oh, yeah, here. Put your badge up. Put your badge up. Show your badge. Yeah, get your wife in here. Dana, can you take a picture of all of us? Because this also goes on our website.
And then the board's gonna get one at
Okay, thank you.
Punch in there.
Punch in here, Marty. Get in here, Marty. No, you're in here too. You're in here too.
No, you're good.
You're part of it.
You're not as many, I can do it without the cameras. Very nice.
All right, now we want to get a picture of the board. Board members, ready?
Oh, yes, you'll catch up.
Now, don't go anywhere. Ann, come on back.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna do this with the board now. Yep, get in here. Okay.
Okay, why certainly. Yes, yes.
Yep, everybody's.
Still do.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay. All right,
See. All right? Perfect. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks
for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, yes.
Leah, let me give you some thanks for that.
Dana, can I get a copy of that? Can you send that to me?
I'm sure there'll be some things
Well,
Whenever I
Somewhere,
see
as long as you're still on the field.
It's all good food, I just ran out of room, Buckingham Meeting. Great, thank you so much. Yes. I do want you, and he's gonna send me all of them, and I'll send them to you. Yeah. Well, I'll trade. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, give me yours. So when he sends me that, I'll put them over to you. So, yeah, just his camera is coming out better than
that's
my
100%.
iPad. Which isn't good, I know how to find you.
Thank you. And I'm assuming you're related where I used to go shooting at?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
My husband and I run that.
Okay, oh.
It was
okay.
his father and uncle in the
That's who I
years
remember
past, yeah.
a long time ago. So
I developed an education program and he runs the range out on a daily basis.
Okay, super.
Yeah, so hope you
I'm glad
come
it's still
back.
running. Yeah.
96 years.
Wow. And I know they had your battles there too about 20 years ago, I think. Probably ready to
Doing
go.
good.
Yep. Okay. All right, now you can get the real
Thank
business.
you.
Okay, well, thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay, thank you for your help.
Of course.
And I'll see you when I see you, okay?
I'll see you when I see you.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I swear, I think taking the oath is probably the hardest thing. Things get longer and longer by the.
Well, poor Dr. Wasco had to take the police. Because that's, I
Oh.
thought they had their own,
Oh, they don't?
their own oath, and they were like, do you have an oath? I was like, I can get one.
Oh, so it was the, okay.
I
That
think she
was-
shortened it a little
Yeah,
bit.
she did. I just feel so bad when they get up there, 'cause you know. In the old days, it used to be like, you swear, you swear the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Hey, look, I'm here.
That was a lively group.
They're wonderful.
Yes. How great that he lives in Jamison. That's awesome.
Right down the street.
Yeah.
It's a perfect fit.
Okay.
These kids are gonna go to, they'll go to East too.
Sorry, we did some cafe.
You see the,
We voted on these.
Just put this up.
but is he the SR?
Oh, no, no. Haven't decided.
Okay. Well, you said he was gonna be at East, I thought maybe that was a.
I don't think we do that to a new guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a,
okay. Let me just get my agenda up.
Smaller crowd.
Okay, okay. So, thank you all for your patience and for being here. We're gonna start out with public comment. So just come up, give your name, address, and you can make your comment, if we have any. Anybody? Okay. Okay, I guess we'll do board comments. Maggie?
That was wonderful. And it's just a joy to have another young police officer that lives close by.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I appreciate the job that the chief and the staff are doing.
Yes.
That's it.
And John?
No, thank you.
And also the firemen. I mean, we always tell people if more people realized how much their taxes would be without volunteer firefighters and the appropriate staff that surround them, it would be mind-boggling. Hopefully one day it won't come to that, but it's already started in some townships. They've had to already hire some full-time people.
Newtown.
Yeah, Newtown.
Newtown. And I will comment. Greg Wasco Dr. Wasco is a dentist in Mechanicsville, so he has his practice right on 413.
Nice,
So I think this is something he wants to do when he retires.
great.
So,
Okay, okay.
Good.
Oh, Dan,
oh, yes, I wanted to, Dan Gray, 2760 Coop Drive.
he lives here.
Because I'm technically, this is a public comment, I guess. On behalf of the Three for Matt Foundation, I wanted to thank the board for graciously waiving the park fee at Holcomb Park for the 3K walk that we had on August 12th. We had about 200 walkers plus others that donated
Nice.
to the foundation. And I just wanted to, the foundation wanted me to mention some of the things that, the money that we raised. We have a bunch of community-based initiatives that that we're going to continue this year, but last year included sponsoring a family of 3 from the elementary school next door during the holiday season who are in need of the most essential items. We created a scholarship at CBE's for a student athlete who most embodied Matt's indomitable spirit and awarded that to a student athlete who is continuing his education at a local university. Provided financial support to a township resident, Buckingham Township resident, Buckingham elementary school administrator who has been impacted by ALS. We also provided financial support to another Buckingham Township family and CB East alumni who has been impacted by a pretty bad battle with cancer. So without the support of the community as well as the township in waiving those fees, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So I wanted to just take a minute and thank you and thank the community for supporting our foundation.
Yeah, I know it's great. I know it was, you know, the death was basically a family friend,
Yep.
your son's best friend.
Sorry for your loss.
Yeah, no,
And
and
so-
we're trying to make sure that we honor his spirit and, you know, I think the best thing is we get the kids to get back together and they have a good time, you know, kind of reminiscing about, you know, his time with them, so.
Right, yeah, thank you for doing that.
But again, I think, the foundation wanted to make sure that they thanked everybody, including the township who stepped up, and one of the police officers stopped during the walk to make sure everything was well.
Nice.
And the park crew, did a wonderful job of, you know, maintaining the property and we had no issues whatsoever, so.
Perfect. And as everybody knows, any good cause like the one Dan is doing in a nonprofit, we always waive the fee. So it's something that, you know, it's really the community we're thanking for that, to be able to waive that for good causes, so.
Yep.
Okay,
Hey, Paul, real quick.
Yes.
Just one last thing, and I'll shut up and probably leave.
yeah, well, it's public comment, go ahead.
Do it again?
Yeah. Yeah.
5372 Lowering. Just want to say thanks. I went to the Buckingham, the night out a couple weeks ago over at Peddler's Village, and it was a great turnout.
Great.
The police force was there, the fire department was there, great interactions. Everyone was happy, smiling, meet and greet.
Nice.
And it was a really a wonderful experience. So thanks for your support in doing that and having the folks turn out.
Great.
It was appreciated.
Yeah, we missed it. We were on vacation, but it's always a great.
But it was, I was there.
Take vacation.
All of us are usually there, and it was, I was there, and it was great. Thanks for mentioning that. You know what, we should have mentioned that. Thanks for mentioning
Yeah,
it, because
we should have
it was
thanked the cop,
actually,
the police and fire guys.
that did it, and it was actually bigger than it was last year.
It was, much bigger.
Yes,
Yeah.
and everybody had a great time.
And the
so-
police organize it.
Right,
Oh, do they?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
So,
I
yeah,
know.
they were out there in force.
And the fire companies.
yeah,
So,
it was great. Although, what did they have there, John, what truck did they have, not the what did they have? I missed it,
Oh,
it was
it's the,
driving away just as I was trying to get into it.
MCAT? What is it?
The
the
truck they
Bearcat.
had there.
Bearcat.
The Bearcat, yeah.
Bearcat.
It's like-
It's the SWAT, the armored
It's
SWAT.
pretty
Oh,
awesome.
I didn't see that.
They share it with amongst all Sunbury Bucks.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
SWAT team.
Thank you, Glenn.
Yep.
Okay, next, we did board announcements. Okay, number 3. Okay, make a motion, we approve payment request number 11 to GS Developers for work completed on Cold Springs wastewater system upgrades, electrical contract BT-21-05 in the amount of $76,950. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comment or discussion? Other than the fact that, what we say all the time, this is not your tax money, this is money that, you know, I pay in.
Customers.
Customers is water and sewer. Or in this case, wastewater customers. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3B, I make a motion, we approve payment request number 5 to GS Developers for the work completed on wastewater, on the wastewater, company generator upgrades.
Water.
Water company.
Did I say, okay, let me just start over, I messed up, sorry. Make a motion, we approve payment request number 5 to GS Developers for work completed on water company, thank you, generator upgrades, contract BT-22-01 in the amount of $9,000. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I make a motion, we approve the payroll for weeks ending in July 30th of '23 and August 13th of '23, and the bill list for the meeting of August 23rd, '23, in the amount of $1,620,413.56.
Second.
Any discussion or comment?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 4, I make a motion, we approve draft supervisor minutes of July 26th of '23 work session and July 26th of '23 regular business meeting. And I know everybody got a copy of that.
Yep.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion or comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we already did number 6, and just to say
Number 5.
we.
Number 5.
Oh, did I not do number 5? I'm sorry. Number
Okay.
5.
Aye, Department of Finance.
Make a motion, we approve various departmental minutes and advisory board minutes And this one is for Code Enforcement Monthly Statistical Report of July of '23. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion or comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And we did number 6, and earlier we approved a school resource officer for East. So that's very exciting. And we will not be taking away from our current police force. So we will fill, that vacancy will be filled, and a seasoned officer will be going to East. So it's actually great because it will free us, it's actually getting an extra officer because it
We're
frees us up.
hiring it, we're
hiring
hiring a new officer
new officer
for
to
that
replace.
position.
But it really is like an extra officer in a way because they're not gonna have to go to calls as much, like, there's gonna be an officer there at the school, so. So great, and I thank John and Maggie for that vote. Number 7, I make a motion, to approve the developer's request for an extension of time within which to complete the improvements as set forth in the Stormwater Facility Development Contract to August 24th of '24, covering property owned by Thomas and Kellyanne Malone, tax map parcel 06-018-027, sorry, Lord. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion or comment? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Number 8, I make a motion, we approve developer's request for an extension of time within which to complete the improvements as set forth in the residential development contract and water and sanitary sewer development agreement covering Mill Creek Ridge, Smith Pfeiffer, phases 1 and 2, Township File SA 2001 dash, is that 05C? 05C to September 11th of '24. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion or comment?
Yes. So Dan, what do they have over there still?
So they're, and again, we're talking about Mill Creek, correct? I'm
Yes.
sorry,
Yeah,
Correct.
Mill Creek, yeah. I mean.
addressing something on the prior one.
No,
So they're
got a
in
lot
the
of-
process of doing punch list and dedication prep work.
Okay.
So the expectation, I think, was they were gonna get all the lists together this fall. They've been working with Carol for the last couple of months to do some landscaping. They've converted the basins, but the expectation is probably next year,
Early spring?
Spring.
in the spring
Okay.
and summer, to finish the work and put the final top coat on.
On
roads
the,
out
on the
there.
roads.
Yeah. So they did a lot of work over the basins for the last year or so. Kind of got, the tail end of COVID, they kind of got delayed. So,
Okay, good,
but we're getting there.
good. Okay, sorry, Paul.
There's nothing to sorry about. Any other discussion?
No.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, are we on 9?
Aye.
Okay.
9, Auto Lane.
Make a motion, we approve a request for an extension of time within which to complete the improvements as set forth in the commercial development contract to September 25th of '24, covering Autoland, Township File LD 2014-01. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion or comment?
Yeah, I have, now, so when Peruto owned it, it never wrapped it up, now it transferred to the new owner, so.
Yes, and so this one has also been delayed by the Wawa.
But the
Like,
They
traffic,
agreed.
the
Because they
traffic,
were
They were
connected to
doing,
that.
yeah, so they were
traffic
doing
light.
some common roadway improvements that Wawa completed, I think this spring, late maybe fall last year. So John Van Louvenet, the attorney for Autoland, has requested closeout of the work, so we've provided a punch list to them about a month or two ago, so.
and so it did take them like 9 months to get the traffic light.
It wasn't traffic, they had curbing work to do.
But then I remember some of the traffic light stuff during COVID, they couldn't, the post or something, they couldn't.
Well, that was
Oh,
delayed for
yeah,
the
I
traffic
remember
signal.
that.
That was more
Yeah.
Wawa getting
Okay.
started. There was Wawa was supposed to overlay the road and Autoland was supposed to overlay the road. So there was an agreement that the board approved with Wawa that Wawa and Autoland needed to have an agreement so that we didn't overlay it twice. So we made one, there's no seams in the road, it's just one
Right.
big.
And
open
Auto
space.
Land it used to be,
It's Peruto's
It used-
company, but they still own the property until
I
this
say
gets set.
Keenan
Yes,
Mercedes,
but it's
Mercedes.
now
Peruto,
Yeah.
Peruto Mercedes.
which is not,
Right.
no, it's.
No,
Now
now
they're
it's
changed-
Faulkner,
Now it's
Faulkner.
Faulkner
Yeah.
Mercedes since Peruto
So-
passed
but
away.
it was pretty. Yeah, there were a lot of names
So
involved.
the organization
Like
that
that.
Peruto owned is still responsible for some of those improvements
Okay.
on the Faulkner site. So that's part of the closing the estate was to complete some of these improvements. So
Okay.
they have been working toward them. They've addressed some of our punch list items, but they still have some more to go.
Yeah, it got a little, between COVID and Mr. Peruto passing away, it got kind of complicated.
Yeah, and again, and then this has just been, the ongoing has been the road improvement. And once the Wawa kind of came into the picture, they kind of paused a lot of their stuff. So.
And the timing of those lights is really good.
It's gotten better.
It's gotten better.
We fixed it, and then Doylestown came and made some improvements and messed it up, and then we
Yeah.
fixed it again. So I think we've gotten to
What,
the
like
best we
Marshalls
can.
and Home Goods?
Yeah, that is
No,
effective.
they actually
They
literally
actually-
accidentally, when
They
were
reverted back to the,
reverted back.
so there's an approved
So,
timing.
yeah.
We tweaked the timing because the intersection doesn't have capacity, so we
Yeah.
try to play with the numbers on the signal to get as many people through. We made those changes with Wawa, but then Doylestown Township had a grant to replace the signals at the intersection.
Oh, that's
So when
right.
they came back, they reverted back to the original design
Oh.
timing, so we had to readjust the signals, so.
It's working now.
It is,
good
it's
now.
gotten
Now
a
it
lot
is
better,
working.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
And-
is the
Great.
grant that was gotten to do the timing, that's not the new timing, is it? Is it gonna be done
So
again?
there's
That-
two
no.
grants.
That's
right.
There's an Ardley grant, which is just for the intersection of Swamp and Northeast and New East and whatever we want to call it, that just replaced the signals and the mast arms and everything that you see out there today with that new flashing yellow left
Yeah.
turn light. There is a separate grant that we went in with Doylestown and
And
Plumstead that redoes all of it aligns the signals
Up
all along
313.
313. So
Right.
from 202, I think it goes as far as Fountainville. I don't think it goes up to Dublin, but those signals will all be GPS time-based so that
So it's
hopefully
even gonna be better.
it will
Yes.
get better,
Yeah.
yes.
Correct.
Yes.
And
It's better than it was, but
And it
it
will
will.
yeah,
hopefully
and
get
I
better.
know when it happened because I heard from Ann, this is worse.
Yeah, it got better than worse. Than,
Yeah. And a lot of it was because, honestly, it was just a convergence of events. When they put the marshals in, I literally
You-
took
yeah,
me 12
yeah.
minutes to get out of there. I couldn't get out of Giant.
Yeah.
Like literally, like every single exit was like a 10-minute wait. And so those new stores and restaurants are creating more traffic. So
Yeah,
it's
and
a little bit.
we have a Target
car
that's coming to
That's
replace
now coming.
Yeah.
the Bonton. So
Yup.
Yeah.
Is that gonna be Target?
Yes.
it is,
Yes,
yeah.
and
So,
Doylestown.
we don't have it. I'm sorry, I
It's
didn't use
not
the
us.
word we.
It's
it is
Doylestown.
Doylestown.
It's
Township.
Doylestown.
So we've
So-
done a lot of improvements, but then,
Yeah.
Every
you know,
time we make it,
every time we
we do
make an
something good,
improvement,
it
something
gets swallowed
happens
up.
next door.
Yeah, that's going to be brutal
And then we
traffic.
have to adjust again.
Yep.
We don't let the big boxes.
Nope.
So it's, yeah,
Nope.
I mean,
That
gonna-
traffic's
it's just
going to
gonna
be
be a
brutal
little
when
more
that comes.
complicated.
Oh my gosh, I can't even think about it. Okay, okay, thank you guys for
So
that.
we
Did we vote on that?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, number 10. Make a motion, we approve resolution number 2599, a resolution of the Board of Supervisors of Buckingham Township, Bucks County, Pennsylvania, accepting public improvements as complete and affirming the acceptance of the deed of dedication of ultimate right-of-way of York Road, US 202-State Road 263, dated July 25th, 2018, and the grant of easement of July 25th, 2018, in the development of lands known as the Lever Cable Funeral Homes, LD 2017-04. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Comment, that was a big mouthful.
Yeah.
It basically is, Dan, it's basically.
So this is the funeral home Gavinich Life Celebrations, I think is what they call it now. This was a parking lot expansion, and some, building addition, for the new space. That was completed some time ago. We have been wrestling with landscaping and lighting ever since. We have come to some conclusion with the landscaping. Carol's not here, but she had signed off on that. And then we confirmed last week that the lighting has met the approved plan. So,
But there's still an issue about whether they want a maintenance.
right, so the only issue that, that really is in front of you is whether or not you wish to waive the required maintenance bond. I think both Carol and I would recommend against that, noting that if we were to take the 18 months from today, it would put us in February. And we were thinking that we would likely do our inspections next September to get any tree replacements, because there were some tree issues that Carol had that she wanted to make sure that we could address them next fall if we need to. So,
Okay.
You're
yeah.
saying the 18 months would be February 25.
With 25, yes. So our expectation is you still require the maintenance bond, but we may come back in September or October of next year if everything's okay, and say it's okay to release.
We'll probably recommend
Yeah.
Okay.
releasing it early.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
If it wasn't for some
If
some
there's
pine
issues out
trees that
there,
they
yeah.
put in that didn't take very well, I think Carol would have supported it, but we
But
both
if you're
felt-
just talking about some trees.
yes, it's literally trees. Everything else is private
Okay.
improvements, and we're happy with them.
Okay, perfect. Any other discussion or comment? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, number 11.
Let me just add on that, just so the board's advised, that we still have to acquire an easement for an off-site stormwater facility that was acquired by the funeral home to fulfill their stormwater requirements. So that's part of what has to be
Oh,
done.
so
We have to get the assignment. We don't have to acquire them. Well,
Okay.
that's
Is
it.
that
The assignment is
Yes,
acquiring
yes,
the
yeah, I
easement,
guess,
yes.
I get it.
Okay, so
Is that
that's part of
affecting
that's part of the resolution.
It is,
Yeah,
it's
it
in
is,
the
yes.
resolution.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it, okay.
Yeah, that's in the resolution.
For secondary, wasn't sure what you thought you were talking about something new. Okay, number 11. I make a motion, we approve resolution number 2600, a resolution of the Board of Supervisors of Buckingham Township, Bucks County, Pennsylvania, accepting public improvements as complete and affirming the acceptance of the deed of dedication of the right-of-way of Forest Grove Road dated April 24th of 19, the grant of easements of April 24th of 19, I don't know why I said that twice.
Yeah, it's in there.
And the dedication of covenants, easements, and restrictions in the development of lands known as the Swank Tract. SA 2017-01. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion or comment?
No.
Okay.
Well, the only discussion or comment on this one also relates to the maintenance bond. Mr. Swank has asked that you waive the maintenance bond. And for this one, both Carol and I support waiving it if it's, if you're interested in doing that. He has been, it's a single-family
Yeah.
house with a detention basin that has been constructed for over 18 months. There is no any issue with it. The delay since construction of the basin has been with getting the NPDS permit closed out, and that was really just paperwork and timing with the conservation
Okay,
district. So.
Yeah, I'm
Craig,
fine.
do I have to make an amendment to that?
No, that's,
No,
that
it's in
is
the
in the
resolution.
resolution. I just
I'm
wanted to
fine
point
with
it
Well,
out.
I
Okay.
drafted the resolution two ways, so if you
Okay,
decided
that's why.
that you wanted the maintenance bond, there's a resolution drafted that way. If you decided you didn't want it, there's a resolution drafted without it.
Okay,
No,
so
it's a
we'll use the draft to
single-family home.
waive the maintenance bond, Lori.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, any other discussion or comment?
No.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Give me-
I'll
Yeah,
make
go
a
ahead.
comment.
Go ahead.
He did what he needed to do,
Yep,
and
yep,
that's why it's finished, and that's why we say,
yeah. No,
cut
and
'em a break.
literally the reason why we've been
no
waiting.
conversation, they just did
Yeah.
Did
what
what
they're
you're
supposed to do.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay,
And-
escrow releases.
And the wedding barn's gone.
Oh, yeah, the wedding barn. Oh, my gosh. the
That was
wedding
not
barn.
on their
It
property.
was next door.
Yeah, I know. Escrow releases. Make a motion, we approve an escrow release number 5 for the Scardetto Property Stormwater Facility Development Contract. Permit PSW 190013, 808 Pineville Road, tax map parcel 6-23-55-1, in the amount of $72,658.36. Do I have a second?
Second, but I have a question.
Yep.
So is that, 72,658.36 after we take the 8,112, which is owed?
No, that number is the amount of work that has been completed minus the retainage and, plus the inflation that we've released. So my numbers typically do not include any,
Right. Yeah, I just
invoicing from the
wanted to
township,
clarify.
so.
it's 72,000 minus the 8,000?
So we usually allow the option either way, if you want to, provide the $8,112.34 and then receive the $72,658.36, or we can, reduce it,
Take it, yeah, which is provided for in the
In-house.
development agreements, yeah.
correct?
You got my second.
Any other comments or discussions?
Comments?
Yep.
Questions? The amount of the,
Mr. Scudetto, I'm just sorry, just for the record, can you give Lori?
Stephen Scardetto, 808 Pine Hill.
And you know what
Thanks.
I'll do for
Thanks,
you?
Mr. Scudetto.
Sorry, I'm going to.
It's quiet in here.
So I put,
Oh, no, we put the,
I put
with
this
the,
below.
yeah, with the
Oh.
pictures.
And then
Can
I
leave that.
realized that. Okay,
It says he's not paying the 5 days.
The last two releases, the amount of the escrow for the township was not required. I don't have an agreement for escrow for the township. This project goes back 11 years. The last two releases, release 3 and 4, I only had to pay the fees that were due for all the expenses the township had expended, and not the extra 5,000 escrow. So instead of 8,112.34, 3,112.34 is the actual expenses charged by the township engineering and the other people.
However, the contract that you signed indicates that you are to maintain a balance of $5,000 in the escrow account at all times.
I'm sorry, what contract?
Contract you signed, the development agreement.
It relates to the escrow that's being held for the project?
Yes.
Okay, and this escrow is with the township?
Yes.
It precedes that contract?
No.
Okay, well, we don't have to argue here. That's a matter for the court. So, we can come back to that.
That's
I
fine.
disagree with the assessment, and we already have a predecessor for the last two payments. The 5,000 was not required. Okay, so
Well, I
for
think
release,
you're talking,
release
you
3
mean
and
precedent,
release.
but it really doesn't count as a precedent. The contract specifically doesn't allow you to argue that such things constitute a future waiver.
This project is 95% complete, and I'm gonna hold $5,000 in escrow for $15,000 worth of improvements that are left,
Mr. Scardetto,
in addition to the
Mr.
$60,000 you're
you
holding.
had counsel when you signed the agreement. That is what you agreed to do.
I understand, but this is my board. I'm asking them for a waiver.
Well, you can do that.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Is a waiver in mind with the board? 95% complete. The only thing that's left is the final paving on the driveway and the storm sewer pipe on the driveway. Everything else is done. As a matter of fact, the contractor, development contractor, is already off the permit. They've already been released from the permit, the NPDES permit. So I no longer have a contractor. It's just me.
But the $5,000 is a maintenance bond fee.
No, the
isn't it?
$5,000 is an amount that's required to be maintained towards costs and expenses until the project is completed.
Right, so
And
if
then
you're,
if there's any money left, the money's given back.
yeah, so you're 95%, maintain the $5,000, and since it's 95% finished, when you're, get it finished and you get the $5,000 back right
So the-
away.
So the board is not gonna waive that like
I
they did
don't
for the
remember
last
ever
two
waiving for
payments?
anybody. Have we ever waived that? I don't remember ever waiving it.
Okay, well, you can look at release 3
But
and 4.
but Mr. Scudetto, it's not against you personally, it's to protect the residents of Buckingham.
Right.
It's to protect our residents, it's
So
not,
explain to me how you're protecting them.
because it's an escrow. If, correct me if I'm wrong, Craig, correct me if I'm wrong, give me an example, if someone doesn't pay their bills, correct? I mean, or they don't finish, let's say you're supposed to fix your sidewalk, hypothetically, and you don't fix it, and we have to fix it. It's to protect our residents. It's not like a meanie thing to do. It's to protect the residents of the township. I mean, you signed it ahead of time. You're not, if you, like, are you under a hardship? Are you under a hardship that you need us to
Absolutely.
consider?
Absolutely.
Well, what's the hardship? Because I got news for you. A lot of our residents have hardships. I mean, their tax money is going to this. We're protecting them. It's not going to protect me. It's going to, actually it is, because I'm a taxpayer, but.
I'm not asking to put the township at risk or any of the taxpayers, because in addition to that 5,000, you're holding an additional $60,000 of my money in escrow in case something does go wrong with anything.
Well,
So
that's
they're not
probably
really at risk, because there's only
So-
$15,000 worth of fees left.
So there's the construction escrow, which is my numbers, and then the $5,000 is to make sure that he pays his bills.
It's
when they
paragraph
come due.
27 of the
Correct.
Stormwater Facility Development Agreement that was signed by Mr. Scardetto.
Correct.
That's not in question, sir. I'm asking the board for a waiver. I'm asking them.
Okay, as long as we all agree that you signed the agreement agreeing to do what.
You wouldn't have given me the project if I had signed.
I am not
Yeah, no,
inclined
it's-
to, if you're 95% there, you're gonna be almost done, like.
No, I have to wait now, a whole year.
Why?
Because
Why?
Because due to all the delays, with all the stuff that's been going on, my house building company said they've moved on to another project, so now I gotta wait an entire year. Or find somebody else.
I mean, can you complete the driveway work?
300,000 pounds of rock has been placed into a 700-foot driveway. The entire driveway has been cut to fill 700 feet, including the circle by the house. It's all complete. The only thing
We're
that's not
talking
done
the
is
driveway
circle.
entrance is what
The
the
driveway
escrow
entrance
is
has been
for.
regraded and staked out by Carroll Engineering.
But
Did
the
you- did
pipe,
you look-
I did, I was there
The
2
pipe
days ago.
hasn't been
The
done.
pipe
I
hasn't
didn't
been
ask for
done, and no, but I'm saying, if you do that work, that is the only item that remains in the escrow. Once you complete that,
and the final paving of the driveway.
the final paving, and what I'm saying is, you have completed everything with the exception of the final paving. If you come back and say, I've done everything, I want to build my house, I don't want to put the final paving, that would be probably a better discussion for relief that the township may consider waiving having that money
I would-
sit until the end.
I would be fine with that
I would be
because
fine with
you're
that.
gonna have construction equipment going up and down. But if you don't have your culvert at the end of the driveway yet,
No, there's one there, it's just not to the standard that was reset.
It just,
There's
it
a-
needs
there's
to
a-
be
there's a-
lowered and the driveway needs to be built per the standards.
There's a
So
class 5 pipe there, it just doesn't have a head wall.
it also needs to be lowered so you have
On
head.
one side, yes, the other
Right,
side is
so-
at level, according to contract.
Again, my suggestion is if you complete all of the work, with the exception of the final wearing course on the section that was escrowed,
I'd be fine with that.
we could come back to the board and ask them to waive or to release you from the $60,000 maintenance bond or the maintenance amount, get you that money back, you go build your house, and then come back and top coat your driveway when you're done.
I'm okay with that.
Okay,
Whoa,
so,
whoa, whoa, time, you're gonna waive all the maintenance on everything?
There is no maintenance on it, it's stormwater management, so
Okay.
there's no maintenance. So,
So-
once he's built his facility and we confirm that all the improvements are completed, and again, I'm not sure if you have landscaping left to do, but I think
no,
you've got most of that
everything's
done.
done.
He is significantly done his project, so I would suggest that he finish it.
Yep.
And then just come back and ask for you to, and then again, the condition I would suggest
To
is,
top coat.
before you get your certificate of occupancy, that you top coat the driveway. That would be required as part of the stormwater management, which we will no longer have escrow on. You will just hold your CO. That would be my suggestion, and we haven't had that discussion because we haven't talked about it, but, you know, I think if you're really looking to get out of everything, finish the driveway work, and then we can come back and talk about that with the board.
The storm sewer pipe is a separate item on this list.
Right, and again, when I
But
say
you
the
denied-
driveway,
you denied all the
everything,
driveway. You denied the entire driveway. I have all the expenses, all that stone and all that
the
excavation.
escrow amount for the driveway is for the entrance, for the reconstruction. Your driveway can be gravel, doesn't have to be paving, it can be gravel. The section I'm worried about is from the edge of the road to where that grade ties into your existing
You
grade.
can't put 300,000 pounds of stone into 10 feet of driveway. So if you look at the driveway.
I'm using what your engineer gave us, and as I said, you can complete the work that I want done before I'm comfortable with you being finished, is the driveway pipe being installed per the plan and the driveway profile being constructed.
I
From
didn't
the
ask
edge
for-
of the
I
road.
didn't ask for reimbursement for that. I asked for reimbursement.
I'm suggesting-
1,322 square yards of movement and 1,322 square yards of the 300,000 pounds of stone, which you denied me. I have over
I think he's
$11,000.
trying
I'm
to tell
trying-
you how to
I'm
get
just
more
telling you,
money
if
back
you-
by doing
if you
a couple of these
complete-
things.
But that is complete.
If you complete, the driveway is not graded to the profile that
But
you're,
why are you denying the two items that are unrelated to that grading? 1,322 square yards
Because
is not
this-
10 feet of driveway.
the stone is for the entire driveway.
So you can't do a partial release like you did for all the other ones?
I can do a partial release. I'm trying to get you to finish the driveway so you can get
I want
done.
to finish the driveway, but it takes time. You see, they're constructing a barn right now, so if I break that driveway up, they can't get in,
Okay,
right?
okay.
Nobody can get in then. If there's no
That's
pipe, they can't.
I'm trying to,
cross it.
again, I'm trying to get you out of the contract.
That's right, but I'm trying to get the money so I can pay my bills.
Okay.
There's $11,000.
Do what
there.
you're
Did
supposed
you,
to do.
did you ask for all of it or did you ask for part of it?
I asked for all of it because I spent
Right.
all of it, but if you want to do a partial.
If you want to do a
that would be
partial,
appreciated.
request a partial.
Why can't we change that tonight? I've got to go through that.
Because I
That
can't
is
do the
another
math sitting here and get them the
Would it be part of this-
certificate.
Would it be part of this release?
It
I don't
won't
have to
be.
wait another month.
It won't be, no. I'm
So
saying,
is the board willing to make any adjustments to the driveway consideration for the fact that the driveway has a very small percentage to complete and most of it's been done, and I'm out $11,000, which I don't have? Hardship.
Can you do what Dan's asking you to do? Or no? That's what you're saying?
can you
can't
complete the
break it?
driveway this year?
The driveway's gonna get done this year. The house can't because I lost my contract.
I understand that. I'm
Mr.
asking you, can you
Scardino,
complete?
this-
I just, the problem with the driveway, I'm sorry, John.
No, it's
The
okay.
problem with the driveway is that the head wall that you require has to be custom made. Nobody wants to make it.
I would-
Nobody wants to make me this head wall.
Okay,
Nobody,
I would,
call
I,
everybody,
and I,
council, the people you recommended, nobody wants to make it. That's what's holding me up, otherwise it would all be in there. Class 5 pipe, easy to come by. The E-wall, no.
I'm going to tell you, I suggested you put a flared end section in, but that would require the pipe to be a little bit longer, which is what you or your engineer rejected when I made the suggestion. So I don't
So another
need,
section of pipe on a flared end would work?
again, your engineer needs to verify that the slopes work. And again,
He's
that is
fine,
where,
you know.
that is where we were. The slope of the slope off the driveway was too great to fit the flared end section without extending the pipe.
Well, can
and
you
then-
help me find somebody to go build a head wall for me?
No, you go to
Get a
modern
modern-
concrete
Oh, I went to everybody, John. Nobody wants to build this.
It's
Well,
an,
no,
it's
no,
an- it's
you-
a, it's a DE head wall?
Nobody has it. Nobody wants to
Well,
build
yeah,
it.
most of them are manufactured or not, they're precast, but they cast them
Not
there.
to the standards that are in the detail.
It's a standard detail for PennDOT. I didn't create the
I'm
detail.
just telling you what they
Yeah,
told me.
nobody's
I
gonna
just need help.
custom make a head wall for you. You can go to, who builds the
That,
bridges?
It's just
that
a
it is,
PennDOT
it is,
process.
it is, I wanna say custom insofar as it is a head wall that you don't buy off the shelf.
Exactly.
So,
They don't
and
have-
again,
they
I'm
don't
not
stock.
suggesting it's
Okay.
custom, it is a PennDOT standard head,
It's a specialty.
but it's not something that most suppliers carry on their shelf, cause you don't
But
wanna
this
break
is
it.
something that his engineer
Yes,
specified?
yes.
But PennDOT requires it because it's along their road?
It is a approved PennDOT type of head wall, and it's an L.
Okay.
We have a few of them around the township. They're not used all that often because they are only used in certain situations where you can't get the slope. And as I explained, if you extend the pipe a little bit longer, you could get a flared end section and still get the grades off the road. So I can't do that work for you, obviously, but if you have your engineer look at that, Carol would be able to redesign that for you.
Carol was not my engineer.
I know that they are. And I'm suggesting that you may want to look past the engineer that no longer wants to work for you and go to Carol, because Carol is an engineering firm that would be able
So
to.
you have nobody you can recommend that only. I mean, but
Oh, I'm
that's-
gonna say, you can go to Old Castle, you can go to all the concrete
Yeah, I went to
suppliers.
Old Castle.
And I understand from your comment that they won't build it for you in time. I don't know what the issue is. So somebody will build it for you. It's just a matter, no one will build it at all.
I call Old Castle,
Where'd you get this from?
everybody.
You and
They're too
Dana?
busy.
Yeah, I did.
Rawns, they're up in like Lancaster,
Didn't call
RHANS.
Oh, this is
RHANS?
Yeah, I can get you a few precasters if that's what you're asking. I can look into see if I can find you something. Yeah. Okay. Again, I agree it's not a standard structure, but it's also not something that they don't know how to build.
Okay, so the board won't approve any partials, and you're not recommending a partial
Yeah,
for all the
I
stone
would
and
love to,
installation?
Mr. Scardetto, but I think is this been going on for 10 years now?
11.
11
It'll be
years.
12 next year.
Yeah, but if you would just stick with the same engineer and the same lawyer,
Good.
it might move along quicker.
Couldn't stick with Sumac, and we all know that.
But I think if we can get the driveway, Dan said, then you can get that and we can wait, you can do your house and we don't, because we
Yeah.
don't want you to ruin we don't want you to pave something and it get ruined during the construction,
I didn't
so.
ask for the paving to be done. I asked for.
Yeah.
the-
And I'm
He said
suggesting
he's
we
gonna-
can wait, we
He
can
can wait,
release
yeah.
that conditioned upon your CO at the end of the job rather than doing it now. Because it would make more sense for you to get your
Sign this.
60,000, the 15% that we hold back now, rather than waiting until your house gets built.
Okay.
So,
So why don't, obviously, they're not gonna approve a change, so.
all right, why don't I call you tomorrow and we can go over the details of all of that?
I
The
appreciate
head
that.
wall, and we'll talk about the paving and how we work
You
through
can
that.
just send me an email if you like.
That's
Just whoever you recommend, just throw it in an email and I'll.
I
take
am not
care of it.
recommending, I'm gonna give you a list of precast
Is it the
suppliers.
same as an end wall?
Yes, it is.
Because Ron's has it on their website.
And then if that can happen, wait, can I ask you something?
Yes.
If Mr. Scardetto is lucky enough to find someone to get it done, do you still need to come back here and we approve that, or can you just do it if he does what he needs to do?
You will need to approve another escrow release, which would, if it's the final one, would accompany my certification that all the improvements are complete. And it would be with the exception of the final wearing course.
Okay.
Would this,
done
if he
then.
can get, if Mr. Scardetto can find someone fairly quickly, would it still at least take till the next board meeting?
I'm gonna say, just construction timing probably would be the next board meeting. It's not September's, it would be
18 to
up
14 weeks to build it, that's what they said.
18 to 14
No,
weeks.
8 to
Oh.
14 weeks.
Okay, I'm just trying to,
That's how busy they are.
I'm just trying to
Somebody's
help
got
you
it.
so you don't have to
Somebody's-
wait an extra meeting.
I
So
appreciate that.
I'm just thinking, like, if you're in the midst of construction, it's
Yeah.
actually happening.
And
Yeah.
again, I'm gonna,
That's all that's
Well,
left.
you'll
I
probably
will make
know
this
more
suggestion
next.
again, that you speak to Carol and see if they can give you a culvert extension with flared end sections, which will be safer for the traveling public, it'll look better, and it'll just extend your pipe a few feet on either way to get the slopes.
And Mr.
That is my
Scardetto,
suggestion.
I'm not gonna speak for John and Maggie, because they could just totally shoot me down now, but if you're like almost done it, but it's not gonna be done by our next meeting, and Dan's like, yeah, he's almost physically done this, and we,
Yeah, go ahead.
no, I'm just saying, and we can make a condition, like, we'll approve it if Dan approves it. Do you know what I'm saying? But it would have to be well into it, and if it was gonna be finished right after our meeting, I think we have done things before where we say, we'll approve it if Dan and
Conditional.
Dana, we'll do a conditional. If Dan and Dana, if it gets done like a week after our meeting, we can do a pre-approval that if they approve it, you get your money, so you don't have to wait. I'm trying to help you, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, okay?
Well, we
Also,
can see the different
aren't you
options
Are
about
you
Carol
gonna
or
need an
not.
engineer when you start to build the house?
No.
That's
it's
already
the
got
architect.
it. The architect's already designed the house,
Oh,
and the
okay.
engineer's already designed the placement of the house. That's all done, all we need now is the construction. Well, I need the township to approve the permit.
Yeah,
of course.
but you don't need another engineer.
No.
That's where I was looking for an engineer for you.
So keep us updated and try to get this done, because we do wanna see you get it so you don't have a hardship, okay? Okay.
The other thing was you said that the driveway was not staked out, you weren't gonna approve the entire stakeout. Did you happen to drive past, because Carol staked out the entire driveway, including the exit?
Oh, again, my concern is the entrance driveway. Everything else is, it
They
exists.
staked out everything all
Right.
the way to
At
Pine Grove
some
Road.
point, you're gonna need to do a
Did you
final
want to sign
as-built
this?
of your lot,
Mhm.
and the
You're
driveway,
staking out for the as-built?
do I do this? No, the stakeout, the as-built comes after you build the driveway, which is
Well,
an
they already,
as.
Carol Engineering already put the stakes
Right.
in place.
Again, I'm assuming your driveway is going to move as you build your house. I don't expect the stone driveway to stay exactly, stone driveways move. So I worry about from the edge of road to the right of way,
The
and
10
then the 10, 15 feet, and then I'm worried that you don't, that you aren't over your impervious surface coverage for the lot. That will come, the impervious surface coverage of your lot will come with an as-built when you complete your house before you get your CO. So long as you're under the number that your stormwater calculations say that you're allowed to build, then you'll get your CO.
It'll be under because the driveway was cut
and-
2 feet short on most of the length.
Right, and that's my point is I don't care about stakeout, I worry about what gets shown at final as-built when you do your CO.
So that's, you're including that in in the reduction in the stakeout?
I didn't do your stakeout, I don't confirm another surveyor's stakeout.
No, I'm saying the stakeout, you said, you were gonna withhold 10% because the stakeout, there was more stakeout required. And Carol.
For everything, yes, but we'll close all that out at the
In
end.
addition to the stakeout that they did,
Stakeout for the driveway work and the culvert, that is
they did that already. The stakes are there.
for the culvert work.
The stakes are all the way to Pineville Road. There's the 5-foot radius, they have all the stakes in.
Okay,
They take the
when
driveway to the
I
road.
looked at it the other day, I did not see the stakes at the
So
driveway.
you don't see the stakes sitting at the
Again,
pipe end?
I was looking to see if your driveway had been rebuilt, so,
Yeah, well, that's why I didn't
again-
ask for payment on that, because it wasn't.
again, you asked for all the stone, so I assumed that you were,
Did you notice that the stone was done all the way back to the house?
I did not go into your property because you have the gates locked.
Okay.
So, again, I could only do what I was.
If I'd known you were.
And again,
And
I
you-
was just confirming the driveway hadn't been built because it was some time since your request initially came in. My guys looked at it and I didn't want to say the driveway wasn't rebuilt and you had done it in that month time.
Okay.
So I personally went out to look at it to make sure the driveway hadn't been reconstructed.
But you
so-
didn't see the stakes?
I did not notice the stakes.
And there's
I wasn't
no,
looking for
you
that.
have no farm entrance like off of 413 or anything?
No, I didn't even
Fence.
ask for that. That whole side is a non-structural easement.
No, but sometimes just from farming or from bringing.
No, there's a
horses-
fence that encompasses the entire property, and
It
because
goes,
of the grade of 413, there's a 3-foot drop from the road's edge to where the dirt begins at my
Oh.
edge of the property.
it's right in front of the nursing home.
You got
entrance,
it,
yeah,
right. There's
okay.
no way you can put a
You
driveway.
can't, okay.
Right.
I was thinking
I think we had
just farm.
site distance issues too when you,
Yeah,
Well, I'm
there's-
just thinking
there's
for
nothing out there.
like
like a farm entrance.
temporary use of the property.
I think you have like a footbridge or something across the little ditch that
For the
runs through.
horse.
Right,
That's
for the
right.
horses, yeah, yeah. So he accesses everything from the backside.
And you can't get into the old Gearlands property?
Fence encompasses the entire.
Oh, the
property.
entire property, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
He's got pastures up there for the
Yeah,
horses.
okay, no problem. Okay, so just try to get that driveway fixed the end.
And I'll say- I'll say-
One
yep.
last item, Dan, that you didn't address in your letter. I had asked for the contingency to be released, because you said the contingency was because things could fail the last time we were here. Now that everything's done except for the driveway pipe, you
That-
didn't address it at all.
That's the contingency is,
No, there was
is,
there's the
I-
retainage and the
right,
contingency.
that-
You didn't address the contingency.
the
request at all.
contingency is not a releasable item. You get that at the end with the final part that is in the retainage, that last extra amount. So contingency is not a releasable item. You get that when you complete the work. If you read the development agreement, it says that upon us certifying that everything's done, you get the rest of the money back.
So if you're holding the 20,000 in contingency, is there any release or waiver of the retainage piece?
No,
I'm just
that,
trying
but
to-
again, I'm saying all of that, and that's why I'm trying to get you out of the contract. Like, if you get the driveway done, I can say you've done everything except for the pavement. We're gonna release the contingency and retainage amounts. That's what that 15% sits until everything's done, to encourage you to get finished.
Okay, and the board is also denying the request for waiver of the 5,000 extra escrow for the township fees?
Until you get that section.
The end of the driveway.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Even for
that,
So
that,
in-
that, that
in-
5,000 is for payment of bills, not anything to do with construction.
So you're getting a check, it's gonna have the escrow removed from it, but you're getting a check. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, so, yep.
You know, the contractor, 30,000 more than that check will release.
So you're getting $65,000 back or something.
I owe the contractor 107,000. So if the board doesn't release any money, I'm in an extreme hardship.
We just want you to finish the project.
I intend to, and I've always paid my bills for 11 years, so I don't understand how I put the township at risk, especially since you're holding all my money. And I'm in a hardship, so you're not considering my hardship, I understand that.
Well, we are, because we just said if you can, we gave you an
I'm
option,
in for
if you
tonight,
can do
I'm
that.
in for tonight, you can give me $5,000, so I don't have to go out and pay a 25% loan, or whatever it's gonna cost me with all the interest rates high, but that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get that end, that pipe done. It's
So can we
in.
officially go on the record and say you're denying it? Can somebody second
I'll,
the
I
denial?
wanna, we wanna follow the contract, that's what we wanna do. I'm not
So
denying
yes,
anything,
Yes,
we're following the contract.
we're denying his request.
Thank you. For the record.
Okay, have a good night, Mr. Scodell. Okay, what's the last page?
So are you adding in, no, we have another escrow release. His
Where's
stand,
Sycamore?
Well, this one is a
his stand.
non-release technically.
I assume you don't have a check, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're right, I see, yeah.
No, I'll have to do it now because I didn't know the amount of the check. So I'll have it done.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
process.
do you want to make your motion on this?
Yes. Make a motion, we approve
Did you vote?
escrow release number 12 for the Histan track, Lot 2, Township File SA 2010-01 in the amount of
That's
$0.
I'll second that.
Okay, discussion.
So this one is the 15% that we were just talking about with Mr. Scardetto that Mr. Jones for Sycamore Hollow has posted. When they are complete, and that includes the closeout of the NPDS permit, and they post a maintenance bond, because that project requires a maintenance bond because it is a subdivision, they will get the escrow would be released to zero, and then the maintenance bond would be separate. So Mr. Kitchko currently has a request into you to waive that maintenance bond, but until everything is done, I don't think you need to act on that request. So what I would expect, similar to what we did for Lever Cable and the Swank Track, they will get everything done. We will come with a resolution with either a maintenance bond or a non-maintenance bond, but until we get to that point, so this is a little bit premature. They were asking for the release down to zero.
And he
we're just
understands,
not
I
there.
think he understands
I
that.
think so.
I've
He's
been-
still getting some of the paperwork
Yeah, and I've
together.
been
so-
emailing back and forth
Mr.
with him.
Kitchko.
Right, so he-
What I understand, Mr. Jones is responsible for the escrow. Mr. Kitchko will be responsible for the maintenance bond.
Okay, and the driveway was moved.
Driveway
Kitchkos
has
are
been-
happy with it.
Yes,
Jones moved the driveway.
yes.
So-
So the small bio retention basin has been in, I'm gonna say probably for about 2 years. The bigger basin, they converted last year and did some work on it this year. So probably by the time you get through all this, both basins will be in for over a year. Carol had some landscaping. I'm not sure how she's going to feel about waiver of the maintenance bond, but we'll have that discussion when they're there.
Yeah, and I did bump into Mrs. Kitchko, and she was really happy that we had the driveway moved to the
I
original
got that too.
plans.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize that I
Yeah,
got
they
the
were
impression that
very-
it was a Kitchko request not to move the driveway, but
No,
It was the
it
opposite.
was the
The
Jones,
opposite.
yeah. And if you would've just stuck to the plans, it would've
that has been for,
for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
I'm gonna-
discussion.
This same discussion every time, no
Yeah.
matter what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
It's
just stick to the plans.
Should I just pull the motion since it's zero?
No,
No, because since there was an escrow release, you should
yeah.
Got it.
There's a
vote
request, you
that
have
it's
to move
zero.
on.
Got it.
I
You want to
second.
move
I
it
second.
to zero.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Okay,
That-
just real quick though,
there's another page.
I understand. Just real quick, just to stick on the escrow thing. I know individuals come here, and let's be honest, everybody has a hardship when it comes to paying bills. There's very few of us that don't have a hardship. But the truth is, when you sign a contract with the township, everything in the contract is to protect the residents. There have been plenty of people over the years that have stiffed the township. And, doesn't matter what the outcomes were, if we got the money or whatever. There are plenty of times that people do that. Sometimes they do it purposely, sometimes they do it because they went bankrupt and they truly had a hardship. But the truth is, the reason why we follow the contract is because it's to protect the taxpayers of Buckingham. You can't just willy-nilly waive escrows. There have been developers with multiple homes that have tried to stiff the township. And I might add, have stiffed the township. So large developers do it, individuals do it. Sometimes it's purposeful, sometimes it's totally not. It's their life circumstance. No one's mad or upset, but it happens.
Well, and Mr. Chairman, I might add, we were talking about the Campbell tract earlier today. I mean, that money was posted, the developer went belly up, never did the work. Residents came here and said never did the work. Fortunately, we required that money to be escrowed. And while we had to fight with the bank to get it, we got it, and then the money was there to finish the development for the
Perfect.
residents.
Right.
And the thing is that the issue, the parts of the development are like what you're talking about tonight. We're talking about a driveway onto a PennDOT road.
Mhm.
You know,
And for our stormwater projects, and I think that's the one where we get a lot of the negative feedback. These aren't small projects. These are all over 5,000. The state, when they mandated the township enact the stormwater ordinances, set thresholds. So you have 0 to 1,000 square feet, 1,000 to 5,000. So it's really the 5,000 and more square feet of additional impervious that gets you into the financial security, at least the way the township here does it, gets you into that mode where, you know, they're required to post this escrow to ensure that the work gets done. These aren't sheds that we're holding people up on. These are,
Yeah.
you know, the bigger projects.
And I might add, stormwater, 7 people just died of stormwater. So, you know, you gotta take stormwater very seriously. You can't just willy-nilly say this is okay or that's okay.
Our postmaster passed away in that
Yep.
storm.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. You know, we should have mentioned that in the beginning. Our postmaster was one of the 7 people that died. She got out of the car to help people, and she was swept away. And her dogs in the car and her car were fine. But she tried to help people, and she got swept away. 8 inches of water. So, anyway, I just wanted to make that comment because, anyway.
So we
Okay,
got
so
two
manager,
others.
so Dana, am I adding this Harris, the Harris blacktopping?
Yes.
Okay,
If
so
you would.
we're gonna add something tonight, but we have to do 2 votes. One is a vote to see if we agree to add it,
What's this one?
and then if we add it, we're gonna do another vote to see if we approve it. So I'm gonna make a motion to add to the agenda to approve a
Oh, I
final
see.
payment to
Yeah.
Harris Blacktopping for the 2023 road improvements program in the amount of $577,802.13. Do I have a second?
you have a second?
And it was because, just let you know, this wasn't a snafu on the township, we just got it late, correct, Dana?
Yes, and this is your road improvement bid that you did, your yearly bid.
Yeah.
It went to Harris, you've paid them prior payments. It's just, I received the paperwork for the final payment today and was like, hey, let me get this
Sure.
going this month.
Yeah,
So-
okay. Any other discussion or comment?
Nope.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so now I'll make a motion that we actually approve the final payment to Harris Blacktopping for the 2023 road improvement program in the amount of $577,802.13. Do I have a second?
Second, yes.
Any discussion or comment?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Dana, any more manager items?
Just that we need to announce our.
Oh, yes.
executive
So
session.
we had an exec meeting earlier that had to do with police personnel and also some
Land.
preserved land,
Land preservation.
land preservation. Okay, so we already had that earlier. Okay, so if there's anything else, I'll make a motion, we close the regular business meeting for Buckingham Township for August 23rd, 2023.
Second.
Any discussion or comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you for coming.
So you're pretty much all done.